The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
It's time to get in the ring with DJ D.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring with DJ D. Coots and Beast Mike. How are you doing, Beast Mike?
I'm not doing too bad. I can't believe we're already at the end of June. What happened to this year? We're at the end of June and July, which one would argue is the best month in wrestling yearly because of all the stuff that happens in it from various companies. We're about to seriously get to it, so we got a lot to talk about. So we might as well just jump right in.
NyQuil moment of the week. We always open with this.
Yes. Let's see. Got to go back into the Twitter files to get to the NyQuil moment of the week. Before I do that,
Korean Zombie knocked somebody out.
Yes. That was the moment where this happened. I think it was the first round knockout where it was about 9 seconds in or something like that. It was like it happened. The fight itself ended like 9 seconds, and I think I tagged it as the tanning bed NyQuil. Yes, where it turns out he got punched and sent to the ground. It wasn't the first punch that did it. It was the last one. And the last one ended up knocking him out cold while he was already on the ground and trying to defend himself, and it failed horribly. I believe this would be the NyQuil moment of the week. And I should also mention the reason why the NyQuil moment, I kind of teased it last week, why the NyQuil moment is a thing. So this dates back to December 8th, 2012. And this is the fourth installment of the Juan Manuel Marquez Manny Pacquiao saga, which was incredible. So the first three were controversial events, with Pacquiao winning 2 of them. He should have won 2, and Marquez not winning any, with a draw being in the first one. In truth, the draw only happened because the judge screwed up the counts, and Pacquiao should have won the first fight. Marquez probably should have won the second, but Pacquiao won it. Pacquiao should have won the third and did, so the only one that actually ended up right, the second one being the best of the 3 fights, up until the fourth one, leading to the classic fight with the end of the 6th round, where Marquez, and this is after Pacquiao knocked him down in the previous round, and Marquez knocked him down in that previous round. It looked like Marquez was about to get finished off by Pacquiao. The greatest counterpunch I've probably ever seen in a boxing match then took place and instantly knocked out Manny Pacquiao, who was out before he hit the canvas. Hence the NyQuil. Hence the dubbed NyQuil. And that is the original version of NyQuil, and that's how all this came to be. So that's kind of how the backstory of what NyQuil moments are in the world of boxing, MMA, even wrestling if it applies to it. And now we can shift forward to
Rollins. I want to go in hard.
All right, so check it. Last week, Seth Rollins kind of started the Twitter storm by saying that WWE's got the best wrestlers alive. They got the best wrestlers around. And it really set the whole IWC on fire because not a lot of people agree with it.
Wrestlers and Seth Rollins in that fucking company, and there are at least 10 wrestlers in that company that are better than Seth Rollins, and there are at least 25 wrestlers in the world better than Seth Rollins. So yeah, Seth Rollins, you need to shut the fuck up. Because right now, Will Ospreay's better than you. Hiroshi Tanahashi's better than you. A lot of people are better than you. Some people even in your company are better than you, like Walter and Pete Dunne. Come on now. Don't insult my fucking intelligence saying, here's the best wrestling in the world, when the best match was 4 stars. And then you say you're better than Will fucking Ospreay? Fuck you. Fuck you. because Will Ospreay had the 4-star match in his sleep. Your best match was 4 stars this year. So shut up.
He does have 4 stars in his sleep. Speaking of Will Ospreay, Ospreay was the primary guy to clap back at Seth Rollins. He was the primary participant in coming at Seth.
Yeah, he should. He should. He is the best wrestler in the world today.
Ospreay has had the best year in wrestling, bar none, of anyone everywhere. Honestly, I understand what Seth is saying. He's saying his company is the best wrestling company on the planet, which we know is fiction.
Fucking intelligence when you go out there with Baron Corbin and have it fucking done.
Yeah, that's just not wrong. But I'm saying, like, I understand what he's defending his flag, even though it was a bad decision.
20 minutes of fucking boredom on Sunday. So
basically, the main purpose, and we'll get into the stomping. We might as well just jump right into the stomping grounds right away. Honestly, I thought the first half of the show was fine.
First half of the show was fine, but then it got boring.
That's what I'm saying. It got stale pretty much right after Roman and Drew.
No, Roman and Drew was boring too, and Bayley Alexa Bliss was boring.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bayley and Alexa. And I agree. I wish that rivalry ended, but they're going to keep it going. We're going to talk about it, and then we'll kind of segue all the stuff that happened. What's up?
For a WWE show, it was fantastic. It had 2 4-star matches, 3 4-star matches. Okay, I'll give him credit where credit's due. I gave the Cruiserweight match 4 stars.
That was dope.
I gave the Owen Zayn New Day match 4 stars, and the Ricochet Samoa Joe 4 stars. But nothing really spectacular.
No, nothing blow away.
Rowan versus Heavy Machinery was a good match, and Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans. Becky Lynch turned a shit sandwich into a
Becky the carry. Becky absolutely carried that match. She absolutely carried that. The true facts.
So I don't need to hear how WWE is presenting the best wrestlers in the world when you have Baron Corbin in the fucking main event.
That was dumb. I don't. That was completely storyline. That's completely taking Seth and Becky's relationship and running with it. That's pretty much seems like the reason why they took it and ran. And that was the main event instead of what I thought was going to be the main event and being the cage match.
It was a boring fucking match because Baron Corbin fucking sucks.
The main deal about that match is basically Lacey Evans. That was pretty much to me until Becky came out. That was the takeaway.
Sorry, I'm saying Lacey Evans stinks.
She was the takeaway from the match. Like it was like there was no. It looked like she was disinterested. It looked like she barely cared, which I guess was the whole point of it. Was Lacey to barely care until Corbin had a chance to actually win the title. I get that. That's fine. But yeah, until Becky came out, this match was stale.
Title, and then Seth Rollins was doubling down on these comments. And I'm like,
yeah,
I would have been reaming Seth Rollins even harder than I would Baron Corbin.
I never thought I'd hear the day or see the day where you would come at Seth harder than you would come at Baron. And
he's a log off of Twitter for a little while, doubling down on these comments. Are you fucking kidding me?
That was a bad decision. Except for the bad life choice.
Twitter, log off for a little while, you bitch.
Well, Seth in the past year, Seth has not made many bad decisions. But clapping on Twitter about this was not one of the best ones.
And then you say Ricochet's better than Will Ospreay when Ricochet has had 1 4-star match this year.
Which I don't. The tag team match with War Raiders, the one with Gargano. You sure? I think he's at least 2
4-star matches. Will Ospreay's had at least 10.
Yeah.
Matches in the best of the Super Juniors. Come on now.
Yep. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm saying, like, no, Ricochet's had until he got called up. But this was his first match, his first 4-star with Joe on the main roster. Absolutely. Although his match with AJ was pretty good on Raw too. So you might as well cover the storylines as the show went on with Stomping Grounds, which will cover WWE in earnest until we get to 205, until we get to the NXTs. The first match was the Cruiserweight match, the Cruiserweight title match. Again, both of us are not happy. The Cruiserweight match was pre-showed. What's up?
We have to talk about the breaking news.
Oh, yeah. We'll do breaking news and then we'll get into Stomping Grounds. So yeah, breaking news this morning. There's 2 things, twofold. So first, you want the Evolve stuff, or do you want the news and the management? with WWE first.
Management.
All right, let's talk about that. Eric Bischoff is back in the company, and Paul Heyman also has a new role in the company of WWE, where Paul Heyman will be the director. He'll be the behind-the-scenes guy on Raw, effectively. He'll be pretty much running the TV production side on the Raw side. Meanwhile, on the SmackDown side, one Eric Bischoff will be running the TV production on the SmackDown side. I'm all for this. I think this is going to be a very good thing on both counts and on both shows. I'm all for this. This I think is going to be pretty productive for WWE.
I don't care.
Okay.
If it's on screen, then yeah. But
It
you're
should
still reporting directly to the out-of-touch Vince McMahon. And
that's concerning, yes.
that's concerning. But to take your hands off and say, this is not working,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of implements some change. Paul
Yes.
Heyman's a very creative dude.
It absolutely is. And Bischoff's very creative in his own right.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
It's a good look. And I think Bischoff on SmackDown and Heyman on Raw will breathe some new life into it. I agree with you. I think the part about reporting to Vince is a little bit more. If they're reporting to Hunter, I think they can really make it work. I think this would really, really work because Hunter has an excellent mind for the game, for the business. Reporting to Vince is a little concerning, but if they're given mostly free reign, I'm cool with it. What's up?
I think this is an admission that Vince is out of touch and he can't do it all.
Which I think is nice. I think he realizes is somewhat the error of his ways. So their official titles are going to be executive directors of respective shows. So Heyman's executive director of Raw, and Bischoff is as such on SmackDown. So that's effectively what their official titles, which are newly made up, but that's effectively what the titles are. So this, I think, could be a very interesting thing going forward for both shows to bring some much needed life to both brands.
Yes, and the pay-per-views.
And the pay-per-views, yes. And the pay-per-views, absolutely. And the other bit of news that happened was the Evolve 10th anniversary show that's going to happen on, I believe it's July 13th.
July 13th, same day as Fight for the Fallen.
Yep, which is that's not accidental at all. It's at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Yes, the old school ECW arena. That's where it's going to be at. And they've already put the main event is going to be Adam Cole versus Akira Tozawa for the NXT Championship. Both those guys are Evolve alums. So that there's obviously no mistake there. So that's going to be the main event of the show. I think it's a pretty good look to get Evolve to put Evolve on and give them some love and some attention. So I like it.
Yes. So if you're not watching Fight for the Fallen, you can watch Evolve.
There you go. Pretty much. Or if you're in the Philadelphia area, and this is 8 days before Extreme Rules, so you can absolutely go check that out just as well. Maybe if you're going to be in the Philly area.
Right.
So that's the next pay-per-view for WWE is Extreme Rules. But the previous one, Stomping Grounds, we kind of got into it a little bit with D. Coots' rant here. But the first match was the triple threat cruiserweight title match. Good match. Yes, both D. Coots and I are not happy that this was pre-showed, but this is a good match. Tozawa, Nice, and Gulak did their thing. And ultimately, it was Tozawa drop-kicking Nice and Nice falling into the barricade, leading to the torture rack neck breaker by Gulak, which got it done. So Drew Gulak is now the new cruiserweight champion. So I'm liking this. I like this new Drew Gulak. I kind of do miss the PowerPoint presentation when he was less serious, but I'm all for this Gulak being a very serious, kind of a destroyer type from Philly, who effectively now has a home game as a championship title defense for Extreme Rules. As Gulak watched Nice and Tozawa have a good match on 205 Live to close the show. Nice got it done, and Tony Nice is going to be fighting his old enemy, or frenemy, if you will, and Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship in Philadelphia. I like this. This is a continuation of what's been a pretty good rivalry on 205. I like where they're going with this. Solid stuff. Other stuff that happened on 205, Humberto Carrillo got a win. Gallagher beat Mike Bennett, and then Mike Bennett pretty much walked off. Apparently, I don't know if that's a front or I don't know if that's legit, but he seemed to be super pissed after losing to Jack Gallagher on Tuesday. But that was really the main stuff that happened on 205. So that was good stuff there. Meanwhile, Stomping Grounds, the main show, we kind of talked about it a little bit. The Owens and Zayn versus New Day, Woods in a Big E, good match. It was the heels that got it done with the Haluva kick, the pop-up powerbomb that pinned Woods, as they pretty much focused on Woods the entire time. Good match, though. I'm all for it.
Tag.
It was a good tag. It certainly was a good tag match. To kind of continue their whole situations, both Owens and Zayn lost to Kofi Kingston on Monday, and then lost an 8-man tag on Tuesday. The 8-man tag being to Heavy Machinery and New Day, after they stormed the ring after New Day beat the SmackDown Tag Champions, Bryan and Rowan. Why are they still the champions? Well, they beat Heavy Machinery on Sunday. And a lot of it being Daniel Bryan being the kind of got the whole face treatment because they were in Tacoma, Washington, obviously not that far away from Aberdeen. So Daniel Bryan got a whole lot of love in the state of Washington this week. And he also got the pin on Tucker. Yeah, it was on Tucker after Tucker did a dive to Rowan. But Bryan kind of rolled him up with a small package. So good job for Bryan and Rowan to keep the tag titles. The first match of the actual evening was Becky and Lacey. We had kind of established that Becky carried. And to kind of shift, and we'll shift this forward when we get to Rollins and Corbin. How Becky and how they straightened out Extreme Rules when we get there. WWE Championship match between Kofi and Dolph, kind of boring. That Steel Cage match was not.
Put me to fucking sleep.
It was the second most productive Steel Cage match, and that's not a compliment of the week in WWE. Where Kofi found a productive way to escape, I'll give him that. The ending was good. Where Kofi basically dove out of the ring, doing a tope out of the floor to save his WWE Championship. I thought the ending was fine. And then Kofi, as I mentioned, beat Zayn and Owens, and then got jumped by Samoa Joe. Kofi got jumped by Samoa Joe. Joe basically knocked him out, leading into their WWE Championship match coming up in 2 weeks at Extreme Rules in Philly, which then led to Dolph Ziggler complaining. The 2 out of 3, we'll get to Ricochet in a little bit. The 2 out of 3 falls match on SmackDown. I don't know why they had 2 in the same night, but 2 out of 3 falls match where Dolph lost the first fall, but ended up winning the second, but lost the third. So Dolph will not be involved in the WWE Championship match between Joe and Kofi for the WWE title Extreme Rules. So we get Dolph out of the way. This is good. This is fine. Why Joe's not the U.S. champion anymore? Well, Ricochet beat him, and it was a very good match.
Fantastic match.
It really was. Ricochet did his thing, and finally we get some change on the U.S. title scene. I'm all for it. Ricochet gets it done with the 630. Joe gave him a beating during the match too, as we would expect. But ultimately, it was Ricochet getting it done with the 630. Ricochet is the U.S. champion. He had a good match with AJ Styles on Raw. I'm glad that AJ got Gallows and Anderson out of the way so he could have a good one-on-one. Ultimately, it was the Phenomenal Forum that got it done, but it was a good match between Ricochet and AJ. I want more of this. I think we're going to get more of this. Let us have it.
We all want more of that.
Yes. Let's see here. I think that was the major stuff that happened until we get to Shane, until we get to Roman and Drew. The match itself, I was okay with it. Some people weren't. You weren't, but I was honestly okay with it between Roman and Drew. And Shane got the coast to coast in, but Roman still kicked out. Ultimately, it was the spear. Quite frankly, Drew couldn't hit the Claymore. Drew seems to hit the Claymore, he knocks Roman out. That's pretty much as obvious as it is.
That's worth of shit in a 25.
It did take a little bit too long. I will give it that. If it was 20 minutes, if all this happened in 20 instead of 25, I hear you. I think this would have been much better. I think they do too much with the pacing of Roman versus Drew matches. I think if they were 5 minutes shorter, I'm all for it. I think it'd be perfectly fine. But this led to Roman taking a beating on Raw from Shane, and it wasn't even a match. It was just a beating. It was just an excuse for Roman to get destroyed by Drew and Shane. And right when Shane was about to finish him off with the coast to coast, Undertaker shows up, chokeslam Shane, and then fights off Drew, leading to the 4 of them having a tag match in about 10 days or so, in about 2 weeks at Extreme Rules. So they really did a whole lot of setting up for the pay-per-view coming up this week. With Bayley and Alexa, kind of boring. not much really happened here, except for Alexa got Nikki involved. Nikki kind of messed up, eventually leading to a Bayley to belly. Bayley retains. And then Nikki actually beat Bayley in a decent match on SmackDown to get Alexa another shot at Bayley at Extreme Rules. So good job there. I guess they kept that going somewhat. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but they kept it going. And now we get to the main event where the whole point of this kind of shifts and leading to D. Cooks' rant. Baron Corbin chose Lacey Evans, which I don't hate the choice.
I don't hate the choice, but the match was fucking boring.
The match itself was boring, yes. The match itself was effectively boring until Seth kind of finally got infuriated with Lacey after Lacey changed the rules twice, making it no DQs, no countouts. That's really when the match kind of turned up. And then Lacey with the low blow to Seth. And obviously Lacey's been going back and forth with Becky on Twitter, which has actually been kind of funny. This led to Becky interfering. Becky effectively took Lacey out of the match, with exploded to the floor. Rollins then finished the deal with a super kick curb stomp to get the pin. I think everybody was waiting for Becky and Seth to kiss. It did not happen. But both champions closed the show as they hold up Seth's championship, and pretty much the cameras fade to black. It was good. It ended with the storyline that we expected, and that's how Raw started, with the four of them having their promo and interacting, leading to finally a resolution to this whole conflict. Extreme Rules is happening, yes. It's going to be a tag match between Seth and Becky versus Lacey and Baron for both of Seth and Becky's championships. Seth and Becky retain. We don't see them again. We don't see Corbin and Lacey go after them again, which I think everybody wants. Obviously, as we've seen in the past, and I think the last time they did this was 2009, where Glamorella beat Kofi and Mickie James to win the IC and Women's Championships. So same rules apply. If Lacey and Baron win, they win both titles, pretty much lickety split. So in a sense, it's an all or nothing deal in Philly for Extreme Rules.
Also, the Undertaker returns for no apparent reason.
What's up?
Also, the Undertaker returns for no apparent reason. Except Roman Reigns.
Basically, as I mentioned earlier, Undertaker coming back to team with Roman against Drew and Shane. Yeah, there really was no reason for this, quite honestly. I completely understand why you would say that. So it's an all or nothing situation, which I would imagine will be the show's main event is this mixed tag, because they're gonna milk this Becky Seth thing for all it's worth.
For Moon, what the fuck was that?
What Ember versus Sonya?
Yeah.
I wish they would just let them fight instead of it seemed like they could actually have good matches, but yeah, I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. What are they doing to Ember? And why are we not seeing more of her and more of Asuka and more of Kairi Sane? Why are we not seeing these people on SmackDown? They're all very productive people.
Murphy.
And I haven't seen Buddy Murphy. I haven't seen Buddy Murphy in months.
Come on. This is why the wildcard rule needs to go.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, we haven't seen Alistair wrestle on SmackDown since this wildcard rule thing even happened. Although finally there seems to be some progress there. Somebody knocked on Alistair's door, so it looks like he's actually going to fight somebody. That's fine. Finn versus Shinsuke looks like it's going to happen, which I'm all for that. And so around the IC title, I'm cool with that. That's really, I think, the first time we've seen Shinsuke since WrestleMania, I think. So I'm all for that. And that's the main roster stuff that happened. Now, the NXT stuff that happens this week. First, UK, where the show itself kind of built. We had a good match with Noam Dar and Ligero. Ligero getting the pin there. We had a solid match between Mark Andrews and Joseph Connors. Andrews getting the pin there. Good matches there. We had let's see, not Kaylee Ray, but what's her name? Killer Kelly losing to Zia Brookside. A little bit of interference with Jenny. A little bit of a distraction from Jenny, but not an interference. Decent match from there, but we're keeping that storyline going. The main event is what we're really getting to here, of Walter and Travis Banks. Banks did everything he possibly could. Everything he possibly could. He took out the knee. He had some really good offense, good tech stuff, but ultimately, too much strength, too much power. Walter gets it done. Walter keeps the title. Solid stuff on NXT UK. NXT stateside, meanwhile, the first match of the breakout tournament was fire. Absolutely fire. Garza was getting it in. And Beth Phoenix, by the way, absolutely was spitting about Garza. But he was absolutely getting it in. It was a very, very good match. Angel Garza was really putting in work. I really enjoyed the whole deal against Joaquin Wilde. That was the first tournament match. Good stuff. It was highly entertaining. And that's the first match of this tournament. Let's see more of it, because this tournament looks like it's going to be straight fire from start to finish. Garza gets the pin, though. Garza gets the win, so we keep it pushing. Street Profits and Forgotten Sons basically boiled down to a bit of a brawl. Once Jackson Riker got involved, looked like after Street Profits was about to get it done. Lorcan and Birch came down to make the save, and it's clear that the other two challenging teams are going to come after Street Profits, as well as Undisputed Era, in the NXT Championship, the NXT Tag Team Championship. Keith Lee destroyed somebody. It was hilarious. We'll just keep moving, but it was funny. And the main event, of course, was the steel cage match. What's up?
Keith Lee wrestled.
Yeah, I was just mentioning that. Keith Lee wrestled. He destroyed somebody. It was rather quick and painful. But Keith Lee getting it in, Keith Lee doing his thing. So I'm all for that. The main event, of course, was the steel cage match with Io and Shayna for the NXT Women's Championship. Good match. Way better than the men's steel cage match that happened earlier this week. This was way better and a whole lot more compelling because of the name of the game, like the men's one, was Escape. As Io and Shayna tried their hardest to escape, Jessica Manduka and Maria Shafir from the Four Horsewomen came down to try to save the title for Shayna. Candice came down to the crossbody on Jessica after taking out Maria inside and then outside and then inside the ring. But ultimately, it was Io's offense that got the best of her. Shayna had the Karafuda clutch on Io, and Io then used the door to basically drive it into Shayna's head. Shayna, unfortunately, basically knocked out on her feet, basically front flipped out of the cage to keep the NXT Women's Championship. So basically, it was just bad luck by Io, honestly. But then Shayna to be able to front flip. And then Io snapped. Io absolutely snapped. And it completely destroyed Candice with the help of a steel chair. It was a shocking heel turn, but I think a productive one. Clearly, This is setting up for either Candice or Mia Yim, who I'm guessing is pretty much the next best woman's face on the show, to come after Shayna, to be the next challenger for Shayna in the Women's Championship. But I'm all for this heel turn, which is obviously setting up Io and Candice, I'm sure. I'm all for this heel turn by Io Shirai. This is good stuff. That's effectively your week in WWE.
AEW has a show this Saturday.
Yes.
And we have some notable debuts and good stuff for AEW. You want to preview the card?
Talk about it.
So Michael Nakazawa and Alex Jabali, the founder of CEO, is going to be in a hardcore match. That's nothing to be too excited about.
Okay.
Then we have a three-way tag team match on the pre-show for a shot at the first round bye. Winners advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That is Best Friends versus SoCal Uncensored versus Private Party. Then we have Leva Bates, the Librarian, versus Kylie Ray on the pre-show. Then we have Yuka Sakazaki versus Riho versus Nyla
Rose.
Three-way match.
Mm-hmm.
And that is probably going to determine a women's number one contender for Britt Baker.
We have Chris Daniels versus Seema.
Oh, that match is going to be fire. Two crafty veterans just getting in there and having a good old wrestling match. That's going to be fantastic. Adam Page versus Jimmy Havoc versus Jungle Boy versus MJF.
A Fatal four-way match.
Now we have John Moxley versus Joey Janela.
I think this is going to be a pretty. I'm just loving this. I'm just thinking the psychology involved in this match. I think it's going to be pretty entertaining between these two.
Then we have an all-out spot fest between the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid versus the Elite. Kenny Omega and Matt and Nick Jackson tag teaming again.
This actually should be very entertaining. The crowd's going to go hype for this match here. And looks like what's going to close the show is going to be Cody versus Darby Allin. Well, either close or co-main.
Should be a productive match.
Yes. And now people are probably wondering, how are you going to watch this match? Well, I'm sure we'll try. We can try to talk about this. So it's going to be apparently free on Bleacher Report.
Live.
Bleacher Report Live. That's how you watch this. That's how you're going to be able to watch this. On Bleacher Report Live, free of charge. I think this is going to be absolutely insane. So many people are going to be able to watch this match. So many people are going to be able to watch all this. The event itself will take place at the Ocean Center, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yes. At the CEO Gaming Festival.
Yes.
And this is obviously a parody of Fyre Fest.
As a space, yes. So I'm off. I think it's going to be a good show. I think this whole thing is going to be very productive from start to finish. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen here.
Before we watch our matches now, sports talk. We do a little sports segment here.
Yep.
Call it the Sports Lounge. I'm going to call it the Sports Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the Lakers really screwed themselves over.
Basically, what he's referring to is that the Lakers, Rob Pelinka and company, yes, they got Anthony Davis. They pretty much gave up half their team and all of their future. The problem is they horribly mismanaged the cap so that they really can't go out and sign the free agents that they are desiring to sign. They want to get one more max level free agent to join LeBron and Anthony Davis. But they can't do it because they just don't have enough money to do so. They didn't give up enough money in the Anthony Davis trade to make all this happen. So now they're scrambling. The Lakers are completely scrambling to try to get rid of, basically offload contracts that aren't LeBron, Kuzma, or Ant Davis of any sort of real major value that can help them get them a max free agent, i.e. a Kemba Walker or a Kyrie Irving or somebody, or Jimmy Butler, somebody of that ilk. With free agency in the NBA basically starting tomorrow, the clock is ticking. Jimmy Butler has been rumored to possibly be going to the Clippers or going to the Lakers. There's thoughts that Tobias Harris could go back to the Clippers, which would really screw over the Sixers because of all the stuff they gave up in the Tobias Harris deal, only for him to go back to LA and join all the stuff that the Clippers got in the deal. That would be pretty bad for Philly. Who could lose both Butler and Harris and pretty much have no outs. That is unless Kawhi Leonard decides to come to Philly. Apparently, he's on their list. Kawhi Leonard is on their list of guys, on the list of teams that he might actually talk to and potentially even sign with. So that's a big deal there. The Kemba Walker is now apparently rumored that Boston is the leader in the clubhouse for Kemba. So Boston, we're all thinking, oh, they're going to lose Al Horford, they're going to lose Kyrie Irving. They're in deep trouble. Maybe not. If Kemba goes to Boston, Boston may have a little bit of a shot here with Kemba and Jason Tatum being the lead two guys. So, again, big things happening in free agency, in a stacked free agency class. Kevin Durant turned down $31.5 million, which, again, not shocking. Even with the torn Achilles, and he probably is not going to play this year, it's not shocking that Kevin Durant turned down that $31.5 million. He's still going to get it. So that's not a surprise at all that he turned it down. Those are your big players in NBA free agency. Klay Thompson has not been offered max yet. I'm sure he will be, at least if Golden State is smart, he will be offered the max. And I would imagine he'd stay in Oakland and by the Bay or San Francisco as they move into the new arena next season. That would not be shocking. NHL's free agency also starts July 1st, where the big name players here are Sergei Bobrovsky, Artemi Panarin, and Matt Duchene, all from the Columbus Blue Jackets, whom I would pretty much expect all of them to leave. I think that I heard Duchesne, the Nashville Predators are the main leaders for Duchesne. That's a big deal. And the Florida Panthers have been rumored for Bobrovsky and Panarin pretty much all year long. Not even all summer long, all year long for those two guys. And that free agency starts effectively Saturday at noon. They're on Canada Day, which is always July 1st. It's always at 12 o'clock. That's when free agency effectively starts in the NHL. For the Flyers, so obviously for those who are, we're Philadelphians here, so obviously the Flyers can get a lot of the situation. They made some minor moves. They did lock up Kevin Hayes since I think we last talked. 7 years, $50 million. That's the $50 million bill is pretty steep. But Hayes is a pretty good player. He's a second line center. It's going to be a productive deal, I think. Kevin Hayes is a good player, so I'm okay with it. Brian Elliott got a 2-year contract, but obviously we all know the deal here. The Flyers needed the backup goalie with the veteran experience. He will certainly be that for Carter Hart. So it's a good look there. It's Carter's cage now. And now it's a matter of, can Brian Elliott help him out and help the cause? So it's a good 2-year deal, a 1-year deal for $2 million. So it really won't cost them anything. Pretty solid stuff there. Speaking of which, the Flyers have also sent all qualifying offers to Provorov, Konechny, and Scott Lawton, and Andre Kubel. The talks with Provorov are getting a little sketchy. I still think Fletcher's going to be able to nail it down and get the deal done. Provorov's way too important to let go. I think the Flyers will still be able to sign him. It's just a matter of can they come together on the numbers. Flyers cap room's good. They got to be very careful with this cap room. So the Flyers do.
Yeah.
That's basically your look at free agencies. Obviously, we'll have more next week in terms of where people are going to be signing. In the NHL, you can sign right away on July 1st. In the NBA, you have to wait till July 7th to sign your effective deals. But obviously, we'll have more next week on who signs where and how that's impacted. But that's really your major look at free agency as it is. And obviously, the least surprising news, Zion being drafted by the Pelicans, was pretty much the least surprising news that happened that we didn't get to last week. That totally happened since we were away.
July 1st.
So yeah, free agency will be starting then. So that's the free agency will be starting effectively in both teams. We're really June 30th at 6 for the NBA and July 1st at noon for the NHL.
That is the sports update for today. And the Sports Lounge in tribute to Mike's old show.
Yes. Now, there's also something I'm going to be working on in the middle of July. I plan on doing an NFL previews. It'll be on the Sports Lounge site. I'm pretty much going to do 2-a-days, where I'm going to do pretty much the order of the review is going to be, or preview, is going to be in the order of where you finished in the conference. For example, the first day will be the Cardinals and the New York Jets. The second day will be the Bay Area teams, so on and so forth. The playoff version will be an order of your elimination and an order of your seeds. So that's how that will be determined.
Oh. So stay tuned for that on the Sports Lounge page. And we'll be right back with our matches of the week.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 3,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 100 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
Powerslam.tv. Spend your summer. Code Social Suplex.
Yes, 3,000 hours. You can watch great wrestling action, great interviews, a whole lot of stuff to fill your summer up if you're tired of what you're seeing on TV and wrestling, or if you just want to see other sports that aren't baseball on right now. Social Suplex got you covered.
Yes. And you can listen to all the great podcasts on the Social Suplex Podcast Network as well. Well, on this very network. And we're excuse me. And you can go to socialsuplex.com for great columns as well.
So we got some matches to talk about.
We are going back to 1952.
Talk about Throwback Thursday. We got Thez and Vern Gagne, two legends in the game. And
Gagne.
they're gonna have a yes, I got it.
It's Gagne, not Gagne.
Gagne. And two legends in the game. This is Chicago International Amphitheater, is where this match will take place.
Yes. So 3, 2, 1, go.
And this match is also in black and white too. That's the other part about this. We got the old school microphone. How about the ring announcer? The cracking of the tape. It totally does that. So
It's actually filmed.
I totally do respect that. It's actually filmed.
This is better quality than the Lucha match last week.
It actually is. He's actually telling the truth. That was not. Oh, the quality of that tape in the 80s.
Don't get me wrong. Love the match.
It was, yeah, the match itself was good. It's the fact that the actual quality of tape was that's all. These are all facts. These are all facts. All right, so let's see.
That's in the black robe.
Mm-hmm. And Gagne is in the looks like the sports coat.
Sports coat, yeah.
Looks like he's in a sports coat type of deal here. It's kind of obviously we can't tell what color it is because it's black and white, but it looks like it's like a tan sports coat. I would imagine it'd be tan. But the officials are kind of going over, it looks like the rules in the match. And there we go. We see one of the, all right.
You see, Thez champion.
Yep. And Thez basically handed over his title to, looks like an Olympic coach. He had like an Olympic hoodie on his person.
And then we get some film.
All right, so a little bit of an easier way to tell. Thez is wearing the all black. Thez has got the pretty much jet black trunks on. And Gagne has got the slightly lighter colored trunks.
We don't know what color they are.
Yeah. So both guys are trying to lock up. And there is a collar and elbow tie up to start. Thez pushed Gagne back to the ropes. Then they meet in the center of the ring again. And Gagne reverses the trend here. It's a third collar and elbow tie up. This time they meet in the center of the ring. And kind of a standoff. Nice sweep of the leg by Gagne. And now there's some mat wrestling involved.
This is intense as hell.
It's got intense quick too, didn't it? It's got fierce quick. As both guys, they rolled over to the corner of the ring, but obviously we got a clean break, and we're back in the center.
Lock up.
They're trying to. There we go. There's another collar and elbow. As Gagne was shoved back to the ropes by Thez, but we do get a clean break. Both guys are circling each other. Got more collar and elbows coming in, and both guys are basically jockeying for position at this point. Neither guy's throwing a punch yet, but I'm sure they're coming. More collar and elbow, and a little bit of a side headlock here by Gagne. Back to the corner of the ropes, and then back to the center. They're really kind of just testing each other's strength at this point. But again, this is good camera work, though. Good camera work on both parties. Good job there. They're clearly just trying to find out who's stronger and who's able to will the other to the ground. And neither guy's able to do so. There we go. We got a good takedown. And Thez has a headlock with the scissors. As Gagne is not quite at the rope. Oh, no, he's not quite. If he lunged a little bit with his feet, he can get to the ropes, but he's not there yet. He's also got to keep his shoulders off the mat. But Thez has got a nice scissors headlock as Gagne is trying to kick out. And he's trying profusely to do so, but he's failing as that hold is pretty cinched in fairly tight. He's got the legs crossed fairly tight, does Thez. Gagne is also trying to look like kick Thez in the head. He just can't get to him. You seem like you just can't find him. He's trying to break free desperately. Then he does roll through, and now he's on his knees. Gagne still has the head trapped. And Thez is still on his knees. The hole is still in pretty tight. And now Thez is trying to wiggle his way out, but so far still can't do it. Thez then rolls through. Nice roll through and kip up. Nicely done by Gagne. And back to the collar and elbow. Standing switch. And now Gagne's got him in an arm. He's got the arm trapped. That was a nice kip up by Gagne, though. That was dope. But he's got the arm trapped, and he's got wrist control, does Gagne. But Thez is now trapped on the mat. As the wrist is controlled, it's his left wrist that is currently under control. And now Thez is trying to get up, and he's on his knees. Both guys really are, honestly. But Thez is on his knees. Well, they both kind of are. Well, Gagne is on one knee, and now both are now getting up.
Going for a snapmare.
He's going for it while still losing control of the opposite arm, as Gagne still has control of the wrist. Unfortunately for Thez, Gagne still has the hold on and really kept it on the entire time. Very impressive tech wrestling. It looked like he was trying to shoot the half, but he did not do so. Yeah, Gagne. Thez, both guys are on their feet and now into the ropes as the referee is going to get a clean break. Both guys are back to standing and both guys are at square one. Thez tried to offer his wrist and pulled it away at the last second just to try to bait Gagne in. Both guys are going for collar elbows. He was trying to bait the other one in, and they reset. Both guys are in back to the collar and elbows, and back to the ropes, and they pretty much broke up the. They've pretty much been in all four corners of the ropes this time, but we're still back to square one. We would both imagine this is for Thez's championship. It'd be probably a good assumption to have at this point as we get back to the collar and elbows. Gagne tried a standing switch and is successful in the standing switch. Thez tried to reach out for the ropes but could not get to them as that back with the wrist control as Gagne. Gagne also looks like his right knee is into the kidneys a little bit. And now his right arm is into the kidneys of Thez. Nice wrist lock control by Gagne. And arm control, because he's got the arm as well. Does Gagne. Good submission style wrestling here. Good submission style wrestling. As Gagne on his feet, Thez will join him now. And Thez wills Gagne to the ropes. We are going to get a clean break. This is pretty far into the match before we've actually seen a punch thrown. I'm kind of impressed. We haven't seen not one punch thrown. This has been pretty much wrestling holds.
No, we had flat.
I would imagine this will end very strong with punches or slams of some kind. I'm sure there will be some punching. But just looking at the crowd, a lot of people dressed very dapper for this too. A lot of people dressed up in like suits or sport coats or business casual wear. Nice snapmare takedown by Thez. And Thez has got a side headlock in on Gagne. Both guys on the ground, and Gagne's got to watch the shoulders. The referee is watching the shoulders very carefully to make sure it's not a pinning predicament here. So very, very smart, aware wrestling by Gagne to make sure his shoulders are off the mat as he's trying to pretty much go after the eyes. And he's not quite successful. It looked like he was trying to go for the eyes of Thez, but just couldn't quite get to them. The headlock is still applied as Gagne is trying his hardest to get his way out. And nope, it gets stacked up. Nice counter by Gagne. He stacked him up and then got rolled over. And unfortunately, the momentum took them both into the ropes where Thez had to break the hold. Just bad luck for Thez because he had the side headlock in very deep. Back to the elbows and back to the ropes. Collar elbows, and then back to the ropes, and then back to a clean break. As Gagne is getting a little bit agitated.
Getting a little testy.
Yeah, he is. He kind of saw that after the last one. Guy is a little heated. Oh, there we go. There's the first punch of the match. There's your first punch of the match. We're about 10 minutes in. And we're really 9 because the first minute was pretty much intros for the first effective punch of the match. Back to the collar elbows in the middle of the ring. Standing switch. Nice sweep. The second sweep of the match. And now he's got a little bit of a not a heel. Is that a heel hook he's got on him? It looks like he's got the front of the toe. He's got a toe hold. He's got the toe hold on him. And Gagne does on Thez after Gagne swept the leg out from Thez. I thought it was a really good move. After Thez had the standing switch on him. Very smart. As now the counter by Thez was to try to get a hold of Gagne's head, but Gagne was able to hold him off and back to the toe hold. Thez trying it again, pretty much trying to get him looks like a sleeper hold.
This feels like a struggle.
It really does. I think that's pretty much been the whole theme of the match, where both guys are struggling to kind of see who's the more powerful of the two. I think that's effectively what we're doing here. And the hold is still on. The toe hold is still on by Thez. Onto Thez. As he's tried twice or 3 times already. Now he's got a Kimura. Actually does Thez onto Gagne. He's got the left arm while Gagne still has the toe hold locked in. We got Thez with the Kimura from the ground even, so he can't get pinned off this. On the Gagne. Both guys have their submissions hold, so both guys are using both their arms. And it looks like Thez has got the leg scissored. And now Thez is control. And he could have kept the Kimura, but I think his whole name of the game was the wrist. Was the wrist control. And now he's got it, and Gagne can't really do anything offensively to counter it because he's completely covered on it. He's on his back. He's face down, but he's really in no offensive position to truly counter this because Thez is at the head, and now he's at his back, still keeping the wrist control. This is really good mat-based wrestling. It's pretty much as what a lot of this match has been, is good mat-based wrestling. So I'm all for this.
I'm all for this too.
So we got wrist control, and there was a little bit of a chokehold. So the ref admonished Gagne for the hold, and they broke it. They were also close to the ropes as well. So that should also be acknowledged here. So really, the ref is pretty much anytime they get anywhere relatively close to the ropes.
There's a punch.
Yeah, there is a punch, and it's a good one too. Solid right hand by Thez. Caught him right in the side of the face. We got their hands and go back to submission holds.
That's like God.
Gagne's ready to throw hands. Thez is like, no, we go back to submission holds. I think Thez is basically trying to tell Gagne, my finger slipped. All 5 of them. Onto your face. That's all. Gagne wants to throw hands. Gagne's ready to throw a punch. He's absolutely ready to throw. Back to the collar and elbows, though. Standing switch by Thez. Thez has got the waist covered. He's got the waist locked in. Or at least he tried to. But back to the arm. Nice elbow.
By Gagne.
Nice elbow by Gagne. When they lock up, they lock up aggressively, though. That's the other thing about this. Both guys are very aggressive when they lock up and lock hands. Good stuff here.
And you just push him in the face.
Basically pie-faced him.
That's like, no.
There's some animosity here.
There is some intensity.
Yeah, there is.
I am liking this a lot.
There really is. There's a little bit of heat here. There's a little bit of drama here. I think they're both just waiting. I mean, they both have thrown a little bit. There's a shove right there. Yeah, there's some heat here. I think both guys are waiting to see, like, are they really going to just throw, and then we'll see what happens. But neither guy is ready. They're kind of just like teasing.
Nice little heel tactic right there.
Yes, it was. It was the first time we didn't get a clean break in this entire match.
No, the punch in the face. The first punch.
The second time. Yeah, you're right. The second time. You're right. Yeah, that was off the ropes. But yeah, that was a clean. Oh, roll through. Nice roll up. Schoolboy. No, there's no count. Oh, there was a. Yeah, there was no count. No, he's got. Okay, I see why there's no count. And Thez's shoulders weren't down, and it looked like he tried to have an armbar from the ground, but he never. It's not a triangle choke. He didn't have the neck. He had the arm, but Gagne was able to maneuver back to the ropes, so no harm, no foul. Thez's shoulders were never down, which is why there was no count. So that's a smart decision there. Back to the collar and elbows. Back to a side headlock. As both guys have neck control of their opponent. Gagne's trying a snapmare, and it's successful. Nice snapmare. But keeps the side headlock on. For that matter, Thez does too. Gagne does have better control than Thez does. Thez losing grip. Thez no longer has his grip in, and now the side headlock is solely by Gagne. Thez is on his stomach, though, so he can't be pinned. But Gagne is bridged with his side headlock still in place. Neither guy relatively close to the ring ropes. And Thez could actually reach them with his leg if he knew where he was. I don't think he does, though. I don't think he knows that he's that close to the ropes. He could really, for that matter, he could reach them with his arm. Well, actually, maybe he does, because he was moving towards the ropes. And, well, instead, he gets up. He could have reached the ropes if he wanted to, but he didn't have to. He's instead on his knees while Gagne is on his feet, and he's trying to basically remove the neck from the collarbone, pretty much. The hold is still in pretty tight, though. As, again, he tries to maneuver the neck and tries to rip the neck from the collarbone area. That wasn't a tap. I guess it was not a tap.
I think tapping was a thing back in the 50s.
It would seem that way. Because you legit did have to pin the opponent's shoulders to the mat. So I guess that makes some sense.
Or verbally submit.
Yeah, right, verbally as well. As Thez is trying to unlock the grip, and instead he's got his own version of a headlock and gets snapmared over by Gagne. Gagne keeps the side headlock on. He's pretty much had it on for the last 2 minutes. He's keeping head control. He's pretty much kept head control the entire last couple minutes of this match. As Thez looked like he responded, he tried to elbow him. No effect. As the hold is still on, Gagne is got the side headlock in place. Got the side headlock in place, and he's not in the center of the ring, but he's fairly close. Thez really has no idea he's that close to the ropes. He could have got the hold broken if he got there, but he did not. And still hasn't. Instead, he's going to try to get up. And he's on his knees, but he's got to be fading. He's been in that hold for quite a while now. But he digs him off the ropes. Nice shoulder tackle. Gagne got the better of it. That was a nice shoulder tackle right there. And back to the headlock. But unfortunately, Gagne's momentum took him towards the towards the ropes, and Thez gets a much-needed break. And you can see Thez's arm is not in his best shape. Gagne then goes to the ropes to go after Thez, illegally, but he still did it. Thez's arm is not in the best of shape. It's his left arm, after all that abuse that Gagne gave it. Nice snapmare. And we're going back to the side headlock, and Thez is in some trouble. Thez is in trouble. That headlock is in deep. We saw a punch, a little bit of a punch by Gagne, but the side headlock remains. As you can see, Thez is tapping, but obviously, as mentioned earlier, the 50s, not quite the same rules as now. You can see like Thez is not in a good way right now. That side headlock has been in there for quite a while. Thez is trying to counter it. Try as he might, he's not doing as well. Gagne.
He countered it. Only for a minute though.
Several snapmares, a couple snapmares, takedowns to really just make it worse, honestly, on Thez.
And Thez now is on top.
Thez is on top, but the headlocks are still in deep. Really, Thez is still on top, yes, but is still kind of playing defense. Honestly, like the headlock, Gagne still has the headlock in and the roll through. Thez's foot did hit the ropes, but did not keep them. He's still in the center of the ring. Thez trying hard to get out of this hold.
This feels like
I don't know how much longer he can last in this hold, honestly. This guy has had him in this hold for what the last 5 out of 6 minutes? He's really been in deep on this hold. And then every time Thez gets back up to his feet, Gagne basically does that. He rolls him over and basically whips him down with a snapmare. And is basically all but have him under the control. It's really good. It's a really good move. It's really good holds. Well done on their parts. I'm seeing a whole lot of the snapmare now. As you can notice, Thez looks like he has waist control. Looks like he's trying to gain waist control of Gagne. But he still is playing no defense to help himself in terms of getting out of this hold. It is not working out so well. Thez, nope, he's not. He does have a golden opportunity to punch him in the kidneys, but he's not going to do it. Now, the way this camera angle is shifted, we can't really see the ref but we can kind of see the head. You can tell the headlock is still in by Gagne. But the camera is there we go. Now the camera pans over to the right. You need to pan over to the right a little bit and or zoom out. That would also be good for this camera. Oh, no, Thez got out. It's escaped. Now it's got on control. And a nice elbow. And then Thez tried to throw a punch and it got caught right into a snapmare. The elbow is dope by Gagne. And then Thez tried to throw a punch and basically got caught right into a snapmare. The counter wrestling was good. That was good. The elbow was a bait and switch. I like that. That was so smart. Elbow was a bait and switch. Thez, you could throw a punch. I mean, you kind of got head control, and you could legitimately just throw hands. You kind of got him wide open. He threatens to, but never does. Classy, I guess. As classy as it would be to not get punched in the head while in a side headlock. Yeah, Thez is absolutely tapping, but clearly that's not a thing right now.
Yeah.
He's pretty much tapped out 3 or 4 times, but apparently that's still not a thing. So that's why the referee hasn't called it. But the hold is still locked in is locked in yet again, and is locked in fairly deep.
It's 2 out of 3 falls, dude.
That explains many things. But yeah, we did get a fall. Yeah, you're right. You said there was a fall earlier on. But it kind of just blew over though. Yeah, the ref would have probably stopped it. Would have probably stopped it as it was happening.
Oh, he's going for a back suplex. No.
Countered back into a snap mare. And yep, the referee's basically watching for the shoulders. Yeah, he's not even. Being
Getting a little testy.
Yeah, it is. You kind of saw a little bit of the rake of the eyes a little bit, but he couldn't. Thez couldn't break the grip. Thez could not break the grip. That is a iron grip that Gagne has. Gagne bridges up and still has the headlock in place. How much longer can Thez last in this before verbally giving up? He tried to tap out several times, but that's not helping. Tapping out is not helping, unfortunately.
Trying to lift.
And back to the snapman.
Something, and he can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how long can he last? Because he's just getting worn down. It's just wearing you down. And try as he might, he's tried hard to counter out of it. He just hasn't been able to do it. It's just been. That's got to be demoralizing for Thez. He keeps trying, though. He to his credit, he keeps trying to get up. He keeps getting up. Even though he's not in good shape right now, but he keeps trying to get up. It seemed like Gagne is going to just trying to make him verbally submit. He really hasn't tried to pin him. Oh, he went for a back suplex, and they got caught over in a snapmare once again. It seems like Gagne is trying to get him to verbally tap out. Or verbally submit to him. He just hasn't. He just hasn't done so. It's rather unfortunate for Gagne so far. But he's really controlled a lot of this match, I will say. The headlock is in. The bridge happens yet again. And Thez with a little less energy as we keep going. A little bit less energy every time he does this. But clearly the sleepers the headlocks are working. Because he doesn't have that same energy to break up this particular sleeper, this particular headlock. You can see him moving a little bit slower. He does get up. He's trying hard to put a back suplex on. He does get it. Yeah, nice back suplex. And Gagne, who had the hold in the entire time, had no defense.
And he got the pin.
And he does, after all of that, Thez gets the pin. After all of that, it's a one back suplex.
That was one of the best struggles I've ever seen.
It really was. After all of that, Thez took all of that. He took so much abuse to the head and neck. But it was Thez who got the pin after a nice back suplex where Gagne really didn't defend himself. Basically landed on the back of Gagne's head and neck. And that was enough of a jolt to get the pin. Well done by Thez. Good job, Thez. As the trainers came in to try to help out Gagne. There are some that are helping out Thez. Thez looks, believe it or not, Thez looks actually okay. Gagne's the worst for wear after taking that suplex. I'm thinking Thez would be in a little bit more pain because of the headlocks he was in, but ultimately, it was Thez who got it done. As both guys are in there, as Thez is in his corner. And
That looks like he is.
okay, Thez is a little bit worse for wear. Okay, I did speak a little bit too soon. Thez is a bit worse for wear after all those headlocks, and I don't blame him for being a little bit worse for wear after all that. Both parties are in their opposite corners. The ref is the trainers are kind of wearing it down. You can see the sweat dropping from on Gagne's tights. It looked like Thez is ready, and they're both ready to go. Round 2. Pretty much starts out similar. Oh, no, does not start out similar to round 1. Clubbing blows the back of the head by Thez. And now we're getting some more striking offense.
Testy. A little testy.
Yes.
That's a little testy motherfucker.
Yes.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's painful. That's a whole lot of pain coming from Thez. Thez clearly was pissed about being in those headlocks for the last 5 to 10 minutes of the match of the first fall. And the ref is basically counting down Gagne until Gagne gets up, and both guys, the gladiators that they are, and Gagne with a nice right hand. And now Thez is holding his left ear. Thez is holding his left ear after a nice right by Gagne. The gladiators that they are back in the center of the ring. Back to the collar elbows. Camera, please pan over to the right. Thank you.
They took it back to the wide shot.
Nice. As both guys are continuing to test their strength, and a clubbing blow to the back by Thez. Thez is clearly getting the better of these physical exchanges, as I can tell. But they are absolutely getting a bit testy here. Definitely. It looks like it's definitely true.
Body slam.
Nice body slam. And the bounce, too. Not just the slam, the bounce afterward.
What was in the ropes?
What was definitely in the ropes, so that's going to break up the
pinfall.
Going to break up the pinfall attempt.
But it won't break up the knockout.
It sure, yeah. So yeah, knockouts are a thing. So we can. That's why the ref's been counting down. Now, Thez does get back up to his feet after taking a body slam. He bounced off the mat too after he did it. Nice Beal, solid Beal by Gagne. Unfortunately, his momentum took him to the ropes, so he can't really do anything after that. But the damage is being done. As this is becoming a whole lot more physical than the first fall. The first fall was all tech stuff. The second fall is becoming way more physical.
Just becoming tech. I like the escalation.
Yes.
To this.
Because they were kind of teasing it in the first fall, but they didn't take it there. Now they're taking it there. And it's all the better for it. We're getting an entirely different second fall as opposed to the first one. They thought about Thez wanted to lock up again, but Gagne wanted to lock up again. But Thez was like, no, we're not gonna do that, not yet. Kind of sizing each other up, and nope. Thez kind of gathering himself. Yeah, he definitely is stalling. He's kind of regained a little bit of energy that he lost, obviously, during this match. Oh, both guys are ready to throw hands, but now the guy's ready to willingly actually do it. Back to the collar and elbows.
Oh.
Thez is trying not to get punched in the face. He's trying his hardest not to get punched in the face. Will he succeed? Gagne is tempted to do it, but Thez actually pulls the trigger and actually does it. Gagne is tempted to throw a punch. He still isn't throwing good. Gagne still isn't willing to throw hands. But back to the side of the headlock, but this time it is Thez who has it. And
Gagne is sort of reversing it.
yeah, he is. Kind of has he does have a reverse kind of headlock going on there. At the very least, he was the disrespect by Thez. The ref didn't see it. But Gagne still felt it, the disrespect. And he literally kicked him out of the ring.
Gagne's like, I'm gonna throw this right hand at you.
That's like you're not about this life. You're not really gonna throw the right hand, are you?
And he doesn't.
He doesn't.
And he does.
There it is. Catches him right in the forehead. Direct hit in the middle of the forehead. It's a good punch. Gagne broke away from Thez after he threw the punch, but it was a good punch. Thez felt that. And he throws a second one. Okay. Gagne started those punches. Clearly, Gagne was a little heated after getting kicked out of the ring, wasn't he?
He was.
Clearly, he was a bit upset. He was a bit upset about the disrespect. I don't fault him. Thez is basically spent. He's been rocked. Thez got rocked.
Now it's getting nasty.
Yeah, it is. And Thez with another punch.
Oh,
That hurt.
nasty.
He just good knees. That's what he did. He's basically kneeing him in the face. I couldn't catch the first one, but I definitely caught the second one. He definitely did.
Press.
Nice, that's press. A move.
The name thing of that said press.
Yes. The Luthez press. A move that we have seen so many times from wrestling legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin. As the OG of the Thez press. There was a pinfall attempt as the body scissors. Yep. Gagne's trying to not get pinned as he's trapped in the body scissors. And as Gagne bridges up, he gets punched in the face. And then back to a side headlock. But this time it's Thez with the side headlock, still with the body scissors on. Gagne is still tempted to just straight punch him right in his face. But he's not doing it. 1, 2, the shoulder is up. Ref caught it. In mind, Thez is up to reset here. Thez is up 1 fall to none in this 2 out of 3 falls. How he got the first fall was the back suplex. So I think it shocked us both that he got the first after all the damage he took. Gagne is still tempted to throw the punch, but he can't bring himself to do it. Instead, he does count it. Nope, he gets counted back. And instead, Thez now has the arm. He could do a cross arm breaker with a body scissors. That actually be really dope. And
it's a little stretch there.
And he still has the body scissors. If this does enough damage, Gagne could be stacked up for a pin, but he's not doing so. Camera pin over to the right place, thank you. But Thez does throw a punch. Thez does throw a nice left. That's a solid left.
I'm enjoying this.
It really is. This is good stuff here. And as Thez throws another left. Still has the body scissors locked in. So he's actually going to looks like squeezing the option out. And Gagne is not happy. Stacks up. Gagne stacks him up. And finally does throw a right. Unfortunately, he hurt his hand while doing it. Maybe that's why he didn't want to throw a right hand. He finally throws a right, but he hurt his hand while doing so. Thez might not get up. He might not beat this count. Nope, he didn't beat it. I think did we get a fall by knockout?
No. He got up, and then the referee started the count.
He got up, they got back down. So okay, so no, we did not get a fall. Close. It was very, very close. Thez now has a side headlock on. That was a nice right, though. Oh, Gagne counters, and now it's a sleeper hold. Unfortunately for Gagne, he was back in the ropes. Ref is counting. The ref's at 5, just watching his hands. 7, 8. That gets up right before the referee stops counting. But Gagne gets right back on him. Ref is trying his hardest to break the count. Even the ref is sweating. You can see like the ref is sweating buckets. It must be very hot in an arena in Chicago. Both parties. The collar elbows. After the ropes. That was okay. It was a drop toe hold. And now he's got the toe hold on it. Nice toe. He's got nice toe hold right there. As he's got the legs trapped. He's got the left leg trapped. Does Thez. And he's got the toe hold locked in place. And he elbows him in the collarbone to make sure he stays down. Does Thez. Oh, there we go. Good shot. Good shot with the camera, people. As he's got the toe hold locked in nicely. Thez could throw in a quick jab or a quick elbow if he wanted to. If Gagne was able to get up. Gagne like that was a little bit of a tap, but again, taps on a thing. So, see what we got here. This nice. Still got that toe hold locked in pretty nicely. Nice counter by Gagne. Gets it recountered. And the standoff after all of that. After all of these two will put each other through. A couple counters. But a standoff. And then Thez basically wills Gagne to the ropes. Gets a little bit of a clean break. He's also mentioned Thez is the bigger individual of the two. We should probably have mentioned this from the jump, but it's clear that he's the bigger individual. But not by too much. Gagne's still got enough strength to hold his own. Yes, he tried to go for a body slam, but that did not go well. Got the center of the ring. Collar and elbows. And the nice BO by Thez. Makes it twice. Standing switch.
Oh.
Bridge. One.
Oh,
Next.
yes!
Oh, we get the roll through. They're rolling around the ring.
Oh, that's fantastic!
We got the roll through. Roll throughs all the way around the ring until Thez grabs the ropes to break it up.
And he just throws a fucking punch. No, like.
It throws a punch to the right side of the head of Gagne. Thez is secretly a heel.
This match as much as I'm enjoying it. Oh! Right to the gut.
Nice shoulder shot to the chest. Thez is feeling that. Unfortunately, the good news is Gagne went for a cover. The bad news is they were up against the ropes, so it wasn't going to do him any good. That was a nice shoulder charge into the stomach. That was nice. That was nice. Back to the collar and elbows. As again, Thez basically wills him to the corner rope and smacks him across the face. A little bit of a paint-brushing smack with the left hand. Back to it. Not quite towards the ropes this time. And nope. towards the turnbuckle. There's no turnbuckle pad here either, by the way. Ooh.
Oh, the knees.
Back to the knees, and not only to the knees to the face. And there's no padding, so straight bone either. It's straight bone to the face. As Gagne is in a little bit of trouble as he catches another knee in the corner. The referee trying to admonish. Oh, Gagne caught him, but unfortunately the foot's in the ropes.
That is the heel here.
I think he has to be. He's throwing a lot of cheap shots in this match.
I would have liked that. A little prick.
He kind of is. Thez just kind of got the whole big bully.
Oh.
That's to say, like, Thez has got that big bully in him. He's kind of the big bully in this match.
Gagne plays the underdog very well, too.
He really does. He really does. But how's Gagne going to be able to offset the fall that Thez got earlier? As both parties is another side headlock this time by Gagne. They got whipped off the ropes. Kind of a weird exchange, but nothing really happened here. Thez trying to Gagne's hesitant, and he probably should be. Nope, he didn't shake his hand. He instead went for a collar and elbow. And then got punched right in the ribs for it. Yeah. And then a little bit of what a knee. A little bit of a face wash, and then what a knee. As they're back into the corner again. Off the ropes. Nice power slam. And back to the side headlock. Goes Gagne on Thez. Referee checking, seeing if Thez is going to actually verbally submit. Crowd's getting a little hype over this. People applauding in the crowd. I think Gagne did get the second. Yeah, he did. Gagne does get the second fall. Got it by submission. So it's 1-up. 1-1 now. Gagne does get the second fall. So now it all comes down to this. Finally, those headlocks gotta fall in. After all that time and all that abuse, those headlocks finally got a fall. So we saw a way more physical fall in fall number 2 than fall number 1 was. Now what will fall 3 be? As both parties get some help from their cornermen. We'll see what number 3 will be. What will fall number 3 entail? As the referee, as the trainer goes.
Fall 3 will be shorter than the first 2 falls.
One would think. After all the energy they put each other, after all the physical abuse they put each other through, you would think fall 3 is just going to be a slugfest. Because I'm not sure how much longer both guys could handle. Can take a wearing down situation where both parties are just being worn down like this. Looks like
both parties want to get it over with.
Yeah, it looks like Gagne is ready to go. Gagne is all but ready to go. He's kind of keeping himself limp. He's kind of keeping himself loose. And here we go.
Ready.
Gagne is ready, and Thez is in a little. Thez is a little bit less ready than Gagne is. They get this on. So Gagne is waiting.
That are working in this match. They're really working in this match for me.
They're really putting a whole lot of effort into it, which is a whole lot of physical effort and physical style into it, which I'm all for. Both guys, Thez is truly stalling, trying to regain his composure here. Gagne's ready to go. As Thez gets basically shoved back in the corner. Thez still really, truly not ready for this whole deal. Thez does counter. And now Thez does punch. Thez, I think for Gagne to win this fall, he might have to throw punches. Because we know Thez is willing to throw them. Is Gagne. That's the other. It's underrated psychology as a part of this match. Thez is willing to throw hands. Is Gagne willing to do it? Interesting psychology here. It's played out pretty much. The Gagne's kind of teased it with a couple hands here and there, but he hasn't done it on any more consistent basis than Thez has. So that's the other part about this that makes this interesting. We're getting it.
5 minutes to go. Good. So this is Gagne's going for a sleeper.
Maybe he's gonna do it. He better do it now. The sleeper and Thez, I think that's the other reason why Thez is stalling. Champion's advantage, it would seem. Can't blame Thez for doing it. Because he knows the time limit doesn't stop. The time does not stop. Thez realizes he's got to get it done. Gagne realizes he's got to get it done immediately. Thez trying to escape, but Gagne after the body slam gets a hold, but Thez retreats to the corner.
A little prick.
Yeah, he knows he's got champion's advantage. He knows even in the draw it's not a terrible thing. But Gagne, why he's using the ropes as the ropes are basically Thez's friend. He's probably thinking if he gets the third fall, great, but don't lose. Which is really not great in the world of sports. Playing not to lose usually means you're going to lose. But in this instance, it's working. That's kind of what's happening with Thez.
Fucking punch him like an ass.
And he punches him promptly at the top of the head. Which he knows is going to set Gagne. He's going to set, and then he punches him in the ribs. He knows that gets under the skin.
Oh, that knee!
And then the knee, that knee which has been bread and butter, has been butter the entire match. Whenever Thez has thrown that knee, it has sent Gagne down.
Now Gagne's throwing hands.
Punch. He finally does the punch. Keep doing it. Don't stop. He caught him with one. That was nice. He caught him with a second one. Keep throwing him. Gagne finally throwing some punches and a nice deal by Gagne. Gagne realizes he's got to move quick. He's got to move.
That's just playing defense.
Thez is absolutely playing defense. They're both out on their feet, but Thez is absolutely trying to play defense to save himself. That's what I'm saying. Thez is kind of sort of playing he's playing not to win, or he's playing not to lose. The sleeper hold is locked in pretty tight. Thez is trapped in a sleeper hold.
But the time limit expired.
Time ran out.
What a brick! What a brick Thez is.
And it worked. The time ran out on Gagne and his attempts to win Thez's championship.
They're being like, no.
Not like this. Not like this. But it was like this.
That was fantastic.
That's played the role in psychology. It was the racing. The first fall took so long, it basically made Thez. All Thez had to do was play defense for the third fall. Thez, I don't think did anything offensively.
Looking at him, what a prick! What a prick Thez is.
It was a douche move. It was a real douche move, but it worked. That was quite a thing.
That was a prick move.
It really was. But it worked. Ultimately, it got the job done. As shady as it was, it got the job done.
Now we go to 2005. 14 years ago.
We're really going to take it up. So we got Daisuke
Ikeda
versus
versus Yuki Ishikawa. I think this will be a different style match.
Yeah, no, I fully expect it. I'm fully expecting that.
3, 2, 1, go.
April 24th, 2005, in the Yokohama Arcade is where this match is when and where, the whens and wheres. Now, Daisuke has got the black trunks with the red, and Yuki's got the black. Yuki's got the black on. There's a promo video to this. Oh, word? Okay. There's a promo to this. All right, cool. So, it looks like Yuki is the blonde. They're both wearing dark trunks.
And Daisuke Ikeda is in the... Both are in black trunks.
Right.
Daisuke Ikeda has the red knee.
Daisuke's got the red knee pads and red boots. And Yuki's got the black boots. And we get a punch right off the top. He's out. He's out. We got some NyQuil. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go off the top. Okay. He dropped with his right hand.
And I think Ishikawa is pissed.
Yeah, no kidding. Yuki got
Ikeda's like, yeah, I got you.
Yuki got rocked. Yuki got rocked right off the top, and Yuki's now four bombs.
This is going 50 miles an hour.
All right, this is gonna be a fight. This is gonna be a full scale fight. I'm even cool with these camera angles doing this. The nice right hand. Nice and Yuki just trading bombs.
This is already 5 stars. Oh my fucking god.
Let's go.
Yo.
What a kick.
No.
What kicks.
By Ikeda.
Ikeda with some Daisuke with some nice kicks to the face. Daisuke comes in, but he went too aggressive, and now Yuki can go to work. Yuki with some right hands in the corner. Yuki throwing some bombs with a chop in there and a knee. Several knee strikes involved. He also has side head control. He had the headlock in. Daisuke comes back, and both parties are just throwing punches. This is basically a bar fight right now. Is what's happening here. Clubbing blow to the back of the head. Yuki with that clubbing blow. We have some NyQuil right off the top, and then we got an armbar here. There's actually some actual wrestling involved here. So we got it looks like it could be a Kimura. Oh, no, you didn't get stacked up completely, so you can get pinned. Now you can get pinned. Yep, yeah, it's good counter. Hooks the leg, but no, there really is no count here because Yuki threw a punch from the ground. As we get a side headlock. Meanwhile, Yuki tries to counter and does counter into a head scissors. He still has the arm control. And he's going for a cross arm breaker, but he can't separate the fingers. Can he separate the fingers of Daisuke? He does not. And Daisuke gets to the ropes. Got the leg under the ropes, so they're going to have to break the hold. It looks like Yuki's got a patch on his back. Up to you can kind of see a patch on on his left, right above his left shoulder blade. I think that's what I'm seeing here. Anyway, both wrestlers are back up in the middle of the ring, and they lock up. an inverted collar and elbow tie-up. Both guys immediately try to go to the knees. Instead, it leads to a bit of a counter.
This is stiff as fuck.
It really is. As now, Daisuke has got control and is basically riding him. As he could do a whole lot of damage if he really wanted to, but instead he's just going to ride and punch him in the back of the head. Meanwhile, Yuki does have the wrist control, even though he is on the side. This could be a kind of a reverse inverted Chimera by Daisuke, but Daisuke doesn't have complete control, though he does have the face. Now he's got the arm. Now he's got the arm locked in pretty well. Not a Chimera, but he's got the arm pretty locked in solidly. Meanwhile, Yuki's got his legs tied up. This could get a whole lot worse for Daisuke, and then it gets better before it gets better. As Daisuke's trapped. Daisuke's absolutely trapped, and Yuki can throw some hands. He just threw one, a solid one, and now he's throwing more to the ribs. He's throwing the ribs in the gut, and now to the face. Got you blocking. Got you trying to block the face, the ribs. Now you're wide open and caught with punches to the face. Yuki punches.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
All right. Oh, good kick. Good kick. Good kick.
It's probably not layable for like a little bit.
Good kick. Good kick being thrown here. Good kicks here by Daisuke, and both guys now on their feet. Got wrist, knuckle ups, kick to the hand, kick to the back of the leg, knock to the hamstring, kick to the back of the leg there. Standing switch. As wrist control, Daisuke's got some wrist control, and now he's going back to the arm. And now Yuki's got the toe. He's got the legs kind of grapevined in here. Not quite an ankle lock. Looks like a knee bar, kind of, sort of.
This just feels like a UFC fight.
And now we got you got the ankle lock. You got the ankle trapped in here. But we're not seeing. Yeah, the guy's got a inverted figure four. He's only got one leg locked in here. It's good stuff going on. Daisuke's got control here. Yuki's trying to either turn over to get to the ropes or turn into an Indian deathlock, and neither's happening. Instead, he elbows him in the kneecap to try to break up the hold. It's so far not working, so he responds with one of his own. He responds in kind. But he does get to the ropes by basically extending his left arm. But the hold refuses to be broken. I guess you can tell Daisuke is the heel here. I guess you can tell Daisuke is clearly the heel. If you didn't already know by the opening right hand.
Ow.
A nice running kick to the ribs, and then one to the head, two to the head. Repeated kicks to the head. Repeated kicks to the dome. It's not a pretty sight. And then Yuki just comes up and straight forearms him to the face and then slaps him. Forearms. Both parties are down. More so Daisuke than Yuki.
This is stiff as fuck.
It really is. It really, really is. And now, nice single leg takedown. Or nice, really just a takedown, not even a single leg. Just a straight takedown by Daisuke. Daisuke now going for the wrist. And he's trying his hardest to get wrist control. He's successful with the wrist, and has got an armbar in. Got the Fujiwara armbar in place. Nice. Got that armbar well in place, and obviously submissions are a thing in this particular match as opposed to the previous. Now he's got the arm control. Nice knee to the arm. Oh, the other part about this, I like how the camera is kind of like adding the effects to this. Some of these holds, some of these moves. Nice, got a crossface. All you have to do, if you can lock, and then he went back to the armbar, and unfortunately, he got to the ropes. He could have gone with a crossface if he really wanted to, but he did not.
Ouch.
That, however, was painful. As Yuki then kicks him right in the ribs. Another kick, another stiff kick. I can't believe he got Nyquil and then jump with that right hand. That right hand at the start of the match, though.
And that right hand there.
Nice kick to the back of the leg. Solid kick, but nice kick to the back of the leg. And now he's got the wrist controlled again. Nice stiff knee to the head. And now he's got a Kimura. Not only does he have a Kimura, but he's got the leg trapped. He's got his head trapped. And another kick to the face. Both guys are up. Kick to the back of the leg. And clearly it worked. The kick to the back of the hamstring clearly worked. Kick to the other hamstring. Yuki doing both kicks. A nice punch. Nice kick coming back with right hands. Several of them. Both men trading right hands. Well, really nice guys throwing the right hands. No, they're not being traded by Yuki. Yuki is down, though. Yuki is down. And kick in the face. Yuki trying to figure out where's the next bit of offense coming as they go into their respective corners. Knockouts are a factor, though. You can be knocked out in this match. As we've established early.
Soba kick.
Nice kick. Three straight kicks, all of them connected. Oh, and the fourth one right in the face. Guy. He was already down. Kick right to the face.
Come in.
Oh, he's going for another. Oh, no. Clothesline. Nope. Social suplex. Ooh. Social suplex. Not only did that work, guys get landed on the back of his neck. Going for the remix? Yep. Ooh. No, he's landing on the back of his neck. He's not bracing himself either. He's just landing on the back of his neck.
His lips bleeding. No shit.
Yeah, no kidding. You just took two back suplexes, Saito suplexes to the back of the neck. No, not from up there, sir. Not from up there. Jessica can take much more of these. All right, it's a standard back suplex. Okay, that looks a whole lot less painful. You keep throwing some hands, but actually both throwing up, but neither with the same effect as the start of the match. Both guys throwing hands. What in the world is that in the background? Both guys throwing hands. There's no steam behind those punches. You can tell there's no steam, but there was steam behind that forearm. Oh, that's jumping kick. Kind of a jumping kick there. Yeah, you can see there. He definitely absolutely has a bloody lip. That second jumping kick. That second one hurt. He might actually be out. He keeps getting up. He would have beaten whatever 10. Nice headbutt. He would have beaten whatever 10 count there would have been, but he's not getting headbutts. Daisuke's eating some headbutts right now. Going back to the arm. Nope, roll through. Let's give it a nice tag. He's got a headlock in. Oh, good tag. And Yuki now has the crossface portion of the crossface, but he doesn't have the arm on. Nice hold nonetheless. Oh, we get a tap. It's a tap. We got a tap.
Got a tap. That was fantastic.
Yuki wins. Yuki got dice get a tap. Good fight, boys. That was so basically the
intensity at its finest.
It was. Both matches today were incredibly intense. The first one, a whole lot more of the technical style. The second one, a whole lot more of the physical style. But ultimately, we got bits and pieces of both in both matches. As so Yuki won.
Both highly. I enjoyed for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
The simplicity of Thez Gagne.
Mm-hmm.
And the simplicity of
the simple tech session that was Gagne and Thez, and the simple brutality that was Ikeda and Ishikawa is what made these two matches work. Somehow, after all of this, Yuki, both guys are staring at each other like, what did we just do to each other?
And next week will be totally different as we have Shinobu Kandori versus Bull Nakano in a chain match.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Ricky Steamboat versus Rick Rude in a 30-minute Iron Man match.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Plugs.
Yep. So, like I said before, I'm going to be doing the 2-a-days skip, probably starting mid-July. I'm going to do the 2-a-days thing. It's going to probably be in, at worst, audio form, but definitely video form, but possibly video form. For each, there will be 2 teams per day in order of finish in the NFL season last year, not order of draft pick, obviously, because not everyone had a first-round pick. Twitter.com/BeastMike. It'll be on the Sports Lounge page as well later on. Obviously, I'll be talking about the signings, the NBA and NHL. We'll naturally be talking about the AEW event next week and various other stuff that's going to happen. So Twitter.com/BeastMike is where you want to go. I will be going to the studios to do the Spikes games. I'll be pretty much there all the rest of the week doing the studio for the Spikes. They're a good team right now. They're trying to go sweep the Indians affiliate of the Class A league. So that's where I'll be. That's what I'll be doing.
Were they affiliated with?
They're the Spikes are affiliated with the Cardinals.
Ah.
Yeah, they're affiliated with the Cardinals. And they are going to, so I was at Tuesday's game. It was pretty good. They came back with a 6-run inning in the 8th, and it followed up with the 6-run inning last night as they were able to take care of business. They're going for the sweep today. Pretty good stuff as well. Pretty good stuff. They're a good team.
Yes. DJ D Cooks Wrestle on Twitter. You can follow the new Get in the Ring Twitter, which we'll be tweeting from, both Beats Mike and I. Yeah, we already have about 50 followers on that Twitter page.
Not bad, not bad. Not bad the span of a week.
What else?
I think we pretty much covered everything that we have to. I think we pretty much covered all the stuff.
Yes, we covered everything. DJ D Cooks music. There's going to be a new episode of the Epic Horn Section podcast. And I talked with Spectrum Pulse on my Hard and Heavy show. So that podcast is up as well. But,
very nice.
But for Beats Mike, this is DJ D Cooks saying sayonara.
We'll see you next week.